There are some hidden features on planes that even regular travelers may have missed, despite the fact that many of them are hidden in plain sight. When you will travel for the next time on an airplane, keep an eye for some of these unusual features for yourself. Number 1. Boeing 747 has 150 miles of wiring. Boeing 747, also known as the Jumbo Jet, and as well as Queen of Sky. It is one of the most iconic passenger airplanes of all time. Its first passenger flight took place in 1970 and still in service, flying thousands of passengers around the world every day. What we don't realize is the huge amount of technology which involved in getting such a complex machine off the ground, including 150 miles of wiring hidden inside the engine and hydraulics of every single Boeing 747. Interesting, right? Number 2. Red light on the left wing and green on the right. You may have noticed some shining lights on the wings of the plane, which continue to shine throughout the flight. But do you know the purpose of those lights? Well, this is to help pilots both on the ground and in the air identify which direction other aircraft are traveling. These lights were first developed for use on ships, and the same system was then transferred to airplanes. Number 3. Black triangle above window. This hidden feature is one that every passenger might have seen, but few might have noticed. Next time when you will be on a plane, check out the windows which look out on the wings, and you will notice a couple of them are marked by a small black triangle. The markings are used by the pilots if they think there might be some problem with the wings that they need to check out while in flying. Number 4. Surveillance cameras. Many airlines now fit surveillance cameras into their aircraft as an additional security. In 2002, budget airline JetBlue became the first to announce that they were going to install cameras on their plane in the aftermath of 9/11 attacks. Singapore Airlines also has tiny cameras in the entertainment screens used by every passenger on board the aircraft. Surveillance cameras were introduced after 9/11 so that the pilots could see who was trying to gain access to the cockpit and take action. Number 5. A horn. Flying a plane is different from driving, but there is one unlikely piece of equipment that the two vehicles have in common, and that's a horn. While drivers use their horns to express their road rage, but pilots are less likely to use their horn to alert, but rather to attract the attention of the ground crew, which is why the button for the horn is marked G and D for ground in the cockpit. Pilots have also been known to use the horns on their aircraft to clear birds on the runway when they are trying to take off. Number 6. Extra oxygen tanks. If there is sudden loss of pressure in cabin, the oxygen mask falls from the ceiling. That oxygen could be enough to save our life in that situation. However, there are some extra oxygen masks on board planes as part of the first aid kit, in the event that one of the passengers has trouble breathing. This is different from the oxygen which comes through the mask, which might drop from the ceiling in the event of an emergency. Number 7. Handcuffs. Cabin crew has to deal with a lot of problems from their passengers, whether it is demanding travelers who constantly press their call buttons or holidaymakers who have had far too much to drink. A job working on an airline is not as glamorous as it might seem. And at 37,000 feet, of course, there are no police officers to deal with such passengers, which means that the cabin crew has to try and solve these situations themselves. If any travelers gets out of control, most planes have restraints on board to control anyone who is putting themselves or the plane in danger. This much for you today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you really enjoyed it, please give a thumbs up and subscribe the channel. Thank you for watching and have a good day ahead.